Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back another video today. And today, the Houston Rockets beat the Golden State Warriors 91-90 in the quarterfinals of the NBA Cup. Yeah, great win for the Rockets. Don't think I'm not excited about this win, or just because I'm not screaming or anything, or having that type of energy like most people would have. The only reason I'm not is I'm just afraid that I might hurt something in my vocal cords if I continue to do that, because I was at the game tonight, and not just at the end of this game once the final buzzer went off, but throughout the entire game. I screamed way too much, and I'm already starting to lose my voice a little bit. This is one of my favorite Rockets games I've ever been to. And the loudest I've ever heard Toyota Center. Look, I'm not going to say it's the loudest, but it, it it's the loudest I've heard. I've been to I went to multiple Rockets games last year, maybe 4 or 5 games last year. It's the first game I've gone to this year, but in multiple games throughout the really, really bad seasons. But this is the most. This is even the 2019-20 season. I went to a couple games, and they were good that year. This is the loudest I've seen the Rockets Stadium in 5 years, and I even went to a couple games in the 2019-20 season, and it was louder than that. Great game, absolutely great game. And I will say there are only two times I've heard Toyota Center louder. I went to a playoff game against the Utah Jazz, throughout the 2 years, in one of the series that the Rockets beat Utah. I don't know. I can't remember if it was the first round or the second round I went to. I think it was the second round series against Utah. That was loud. I think that's probably the loudest I've heard Toyota Center in a Rockets game. And then the second I'd probably say was a 2018-19 season game I went to that was against the Lakers, and the Rockets came back from like 20 plus. It was crazy. It was a crazy win. Eric Gordon had like a crazy buzzer beater, send it to overtime, then the Rockets won in overtime. I think that's probably the loudest I've heard Toyota Center. But this performance is right up there with it. With how loud I thought it was tonight, but screamed so much after the game and during the game that I'm just afraid I'm going to really hurt something with my voice if I continue to. But I'm so thrilled that the Rockets get this win, 91-90. In advance to Vegas, and I don't want to look. I don't want to hear anything about the bad call at the end of the game. Because I think there were plenty of bad calls we can go over and talk about in this basketball game that were not called. That just for both sides. For both sides. Look, I'll go over a couple both sides. The end of the game, very very well. The refs at the end of the game, instead of calling the foul and sending Jalen Green to the free throw line, they could have said it was a timeout for the Rockets. I would have probably agreed with that. You want to go on something else that should have maybe been the Warriors' way? Curry had some jump shot where defender hit Curry's elbow. Look, that probably should have been a 4-point play. But if you want to go to how many times did Draymond Green complain to the refs? Draymond Green complained to the refs about 20 times in this basketball game. How many times did they tee him up in this basketball game? 0. Also, here's another thing. What about when Alperen Sengun drove to the basket and Draymond Green threw him onto the ground like he was, a piece of garbage? Threw him like he was a football. And then the refs were reviewed for a flagrant. No flagrant. I don't even know how many times that's happened with the Rockets this year. I think there's so many calls that happen both ways. Missed calls on the Rockets end, missed calls on the Warriors end. There were a couple out of bounds plays that that they gave to the Warriors that I thought were the Rockets' ball. And honestly, you could probably say the same thing where they give the basketball to the Rockets, and it probably went where they give the basketball to the Warrior. They give the basketball to the Rockets, and it probably actually went out on Houston and should have been Golden State's ball. I thought the refs were terrible on both sides of the game. It wasn't one-sided at all. The refs were terrible on both sides in this game, and what matters was what happened at the end of this game, and that was Steph Curry ultimately, I think, making an absolute terrible decision, taking a 3 with too much time left. I mean, 19 seconds left. I think Curry shot it was about. I think there were like seven. There was like 16, 15 seconds, maybe 14 seconds left on the clock. When Curry takes the step back 3-pointer to try to seal the deal for the Warriors. When Steph could have taken the game clock all the way down to 3 seconds, but instead he decided to shoot the ball early. Luckily for Steph, the ball, the two teams started to, end up fighting over the ball and trying to, grab it. And honestly, the Warriors would have won this game if Steph waited until 3 seconds were on the clock to shoot it. And if he missed and the two teams started fighting over the basketball, the clock would have ran out and the Warriors would have won this game. Steph taking that bad shot is ultimately why the Rockets won this ball game. It was a terrible decision by Steph Curry in this basketball game, and I think that's ultimately the big reason why the Warriors lost. All right, let's go over this game. Let's go over some stats. Let's get into it. So, Alperen Sengun, great game. Probably not his best game of the season. I'd probably still say his best game of the season was Indiana, but this is the game that where it mean the most. So I think that's just as important. 26 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, 10 for 18, 0 for 1 from 3, which his missed 3 was an in and out. 6 for 7 at the free throw line. Sengun was great. And I got to complain a little bit. In the 2 prior losses to Golden State, when the Rockets lost 99-93 last week against Golden State, and then also lost in overtime by 6 to Golden State in the beginning of the season, Alperen Sengun should have been used like this. The Warriors do not play well against centers, and Alperen Sengun should have feasted in the 2 other games, just like he did here. We saw in the second half we saw in the second half on Thursday. He was great in the second half. I think the Rockets probably would be 3-0 against the Warriors this year if the Rockets offensively use Sengun the way they used him tonight against the Warriors in the two other matchups. So that does upset me a little bit. But I'm so glad that this losing streak is over. February 20th, 2020. I almost you could hear the voice crack there. 2020 is the last time we beat them. I'm not gonna lie. I'm more excited about the Rockets beating the Warriors than the Rockets going to Vegas. I'm thrilled about the Rockets going to Vegas and getting to compete in, a 4-game tournament like that. I'm not going to tell you I'm not excited, but I'm honestly more excited for this win. I hate the Warriors so much for the heartbreak I've gotten as a Rockets fan. I also have a really good friend who's a huge Stephen Curry and a Warriors fan, so that even makes it worse. So I think honestly, and I think you're going to find a couple of Rockets fans that say this too. Just ending this losing streak against the Warriors means much more to me than the Rockets heading to Vegas. But I'm still so excited about that. I'm so excited. Look, this was the Rockets competing in a big game, but I think the Rockets competing in Vegas is going to be on a different level. And I'm so excited for this team to be able to get the chance to go and play in Vegas. So excited. Now, look, I don't care if the Rockets win it all, win the whole cup. I don't want to see that happen. But honestly, I'm not gonna look at. I want the Rockets to win this NBA Cup. I'm not telling you. I'm not gonna say I don't, because if you say that, you're not a real Rockets fan. But, I'm so proud of this team. For starters, how they're 17-8. Let's just start with that. They're 17-8. Let's start with that. That's one thing I'm very proud of. But I'm so proud of this team that just to start with 17-8. They went 3-1 in this tournament, won this group, when I don't think a lot of people really saw them winning this group. I thought there was potential. Ultimately, I didn't think they were going to win this group. I thought they were going to go 2-2 in the tournament, but they won. They went 3-1, and ended up winning the group, which I think they were considered maybe an underdog to win this group, and get into a game where they haven't beat someone in over 4 years, and they beat them and they head to Vegas. I'm proud of this team, whether they beat OKC and head to the championship game, or get their butts kicked against OKC. So proud of this team. No, but I'll tell you this. This is the one thing I want. I just want the Rockets to beat OKC, so the Rockets go to that championship game, and if that happens, every player at least gets $200,000 on the team. This team deserves that. This team deserves that. With the way they've played this year, 17-8, 17-8, 3-1 in the tournament. Or sorry, 3-1, 3-1 in the group play. The win tonight, going to Vegas. This team deserves at least $200,000. The losing team gets $200,000. The winning party gets $500,000. So obviously, I want the Rockets to go and get the $500K. But this team at least deserves to get the $200,000. They deserve it, man. So proud of this team. 91-90 is the final score. I went over Sengun stats. I'm going to go over some other. Jabari, 15 points. Clutch threes, 3 for 8 from 3. The team absolutely terrible from 3 tonight. 6 for 27, but this is a constant thing, and this is also a constant thing against the Warriors. I said it, I said it in my pregame. I said if the Rockets wanted to win this basketball game, they're gonna have to shoot well from 3. They didn't do that, and they still won. So I guess that's a good thing. Jabari shot 3 for 8 from 3. The rest of the team shot 3 for 19. It was bad. Jabari was really the only bright spot from the Rockets' 3-point shooting. VanVleet shot 2 for 9. We'll give it to Tari Eason. He took one attempt and made it. But outside of that, it was not that bright for the Rockets' 3-point shooting tonight. But Jabari was great. He had 2 blocks too. This is the lowest amount of rebounds you're going to see for Jabari Smith. Also, this is probably going to be one of the highest minute totals he'll have this year, but still the lowest rebound total. That's crazy to me, especially against this Warriors team. But 11 rebounds for Sengun though. But I think VanVleet had 7 assists. If we get to VanVleet, he had 2 rebounds, 8 points, 3 for 13, 2 for 9 for 3. Jalen Green. Look, I want to flame Jalen Green so bad because of how bad he was offensively in this game, but he sinked the 2 free throws to help the Rockets win this game. So I'm gonna kind of take it easy on Jalen. 12 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, 5 for 15, 0 for 4 from 3. He's just never been able to get the job done. Have a successful game against the Warriors. This has been a team he's really struggled against. And also, he has a really hard time of having good consecutive games. Like, tonight, he had 12 points. The night before that, he had, and in the Rockets' last game against the Clippers, he had 31 points. The night before that, I think he had 14 points. The night before that, it was another, I think, 31 points for Jalen. The night before that, Jalen didn't even reach 10 points. He had 9 points. The night before that, he had 41. And Jalen, like, one night he's not even able to reach 15. The next night he's over 30. Even one time 40 points. The inefficiency is really annoying for Jalen Green. It's so annoying. Honestly, if he played every game like the way he played the night before against the Clippers, or the game against the Kings, or the game against the Sixers, the Rockets, honestly, if Jalen Green played every night Jalen Green played the way he played against the Clippers, or the way he played against the Kings, or the 76ers were the last, those 3 games we've seen 31, 31, and 41, the Rockets might be undefeated. But Jalen Green, it's too much inefficiency. And too much stupid shots. Like, this guy, he takes too many stupid shots. And there's been a couple times this year where I think the Rockets have lost games because of that. And tonight, the Rockets almost lost the game because of that, too. I mean, thank God, that 7-0 run, VanVleet hit a clutch 3. Sengun got to the basket for a 2. And the Rockets played some good defense at the end of the game. And Jalen Green was able to have some good effort on the other end of the court, not offensively, and then get fouled on it and make both free throws, which I don't think free throws aren't a problem for Jalen Green. Jalen Green is a good free throw shooter. So, it's the efficiency issues are a big problem, and so that's really upsetting. But he stepped up at the end of the game, knocked both free throws down, so can't complain too hard about it. But I'll tell you this, I'd rather have Amen Thompson in the closing minutes than Jalen Green. Amen Thompson tonight had 10 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists in 29 minutes, shot 5 for 7. He had 1 steal, 2 blocks. He was great in this game. Better defensive player. I would say, I don't know if I'd say the better shooter or not. I think that's a debate. But I think the better score, or the smarter shot taker, if you ask me. Let's go over to some other bench players. Tari Eason, 4 for 7, 9.7 rebounds, 1 assist. Aaron Holiday, 12 minutes, 1 for 4, 2 points, 2 assists, 1 rebound, 1 steal. Look, Aaron Holiday wasn't amazing in this game, but I actually absolutely love Ime for making the decision to sit Reed Shepherd tonight and play the veteran Aaron Holiday. I know he shot over 2 from 3, but honestly, I think he did more than what Reed Shepherd would do in this game in 12 minutes. He got a couple assists, he got a steal, he got 2 points. I think in this type of game, you want the veteran player where it matters most instead of Reed Shepherd, the rookie. And honestly, it might be time for the Rockets to send Reed Shepherd down to the G League. And look, I think he's played all right in low minutes. And yes, he's had his struggles. I don't think this is more about Reed Shepherd's play. I think it's more the fact that I think some of the Rockets rookies, some of the best Rockets rookies, they have spent time in the G League and they've got to spend some time there and get to play some basketball there. And we saw it last year. Min Thompson and Cam Whitmore both spent time in the G League. The year before that, we saw Tari Eason play some in the G League. So I mean, we never saw that from Jabari or Sengun or Jalen, but we've seen it from 3 of the Rockets' first-round picks before, and I'd love to see it with Reed Shepherd because I honestly think last year for both Amen Thompson and Kim Whitmore, getting some experience in the G League and getting to dominate there, I think helped them. It really helped them become better players at the end of the year when the Rockets were so good at the end of the year and have that winning streak. I think the G League really helped both Cam Whitmore and Amen Thompson. So. Let me know your thoughts on the Rockets' 91-90 win. Great win. So excited for this team to go to Vegas. Best win I've seen in 5 years. Maybe longer than that. I don't think any wins of the 2019-20 season are better than this win right here. Probably the best win since the 2018-19 season. Let me know your thoughts on the Rockets' 91-90 win in the comment section. And peace out, go Rockets.